And now go along to the hospital, and along we go to the first lifts, which are some glass lifts. One of them wasn't working and has the indicator showing the floor upside down. Wow. And now go to the next lifts, which are some nice 80s Otises. Now these lifts were incredibly busy and I didn't really get much film of them. And now go along to the next lift, which has no lift button. How do you get in this lift? Next to it, it's got its traffic light. Now this is something I've never seen before. This hospital has an automated driverless transport system. That is just amazing. I mean, I've never seen this before. It's a bit like the Heathrow pod. This completely automatic, drives itself, doesn't run along tracks, it actually steers itself. And this here is the area where you put in goods and various things, and these robotic driverless vehicles come along to go underneath and move trolleys full of stuff. And these actually use the lifts. This lift here is just for these vehicles, and sadly none of the vehicles are in use at the moment, and I didn't manage to get a ride in this lift. And now go along to the next lift. And now, along we go to a tunnel that goes between the different hospital buildings. Spooky secret tunnel, just what I like. But they've put gates on it so you can no longer walk along this tunnel. Oh, below this tunnel, there is another tunnel. And this is the tunnel that the automated transport system uses. So then, down to the lower tunnel we go. Down to TK, which translates as deep basement. And here is a station for the automated transport, and it's quite similar. You can put your trolleys full of goods into this section, and the automated vehicle comes along, picks up the trolley full of stuff and moves it along to wherever it has to go, completely driverless and completely automated. And you've got a button here which sends off a vehicle, so red traffic light, press the button, and green traffic light. And if there's a vehicle there, I'd be sending it off, but there isn't any here. So let's now try calling one of these automated robotic driverless vehicles. So then, there is this screen. It's all in German, but luckily Post Tower can translate it for me. And let's try calling one.
4 is maintenance, and the 5 is to display unknown. You should not order the unknown. Normal.
And there's lots of options on this and loads of places you can send them to. And it needs a code. I tried to work out what a code is, but I could not work it out, which is very annoying. And now along we go to the deep level tunnel again in a different part of the hospital. And at this point we can actually see the automated driverless transport system in use. Just look at this. This is just amazing, completely driverless. This is like a Heathrow pod. When the Heathrow pod came out, it was like the future of transportation, but this actually predates the Heathrow pod. This is just totally awesome. And now let's ride the automated driverless transport system. And now along we go to a rare Otis Europa 2001. Now along we go to, well, a rather creepy lift, which is, well, this creeped me out. This is actually the mortuary lift. And, well, I was going to go in it, but when Post Tower called it and the doors opened, well, let's just not talk about what was inside it. Post Tower went in it and filmed it, so if you want to see what's in it, you can see his video. And now, at this point, I spotted that the motor room was not locked. Let's go into the motor room. And now, along we go, along to the next lift, which is another one that's been modernised. And Postal was actually doing a full in-depth lift tour here of showing all the different lifts and how they've been modernised. Sadly, some had been modernised since when Postal went here last time, but link in the description to his video which shows all of the different lifts here. And while Postal was filming a lift down at basement 3, let's open up the lift doors. Creepy lift shaft. And it's actually quite a long way down to the lift pit. And light switch. And now, along back to the tower and along to the 80s Otis bed lifts. And well, when we were down in the basement, and annoyingly I did not get this on film, all of a sudden there was this almighty bang, and it was so loud. A lift engineer had dropped a spanner down the lift shaft. That landed with such a crash. That was so creepy. So then, these lifts are sadly being modernised. The one on left's being modernised first. Let's go up to the top floor and talk to the lift engineers. And post out I talked to lift engineers, I couldn't understand what was being said again because it's all in German. And they said, we can have the lift buttons. Yes, the lift buttons are outside the building in a skip. So along to the skip we went, and here is the 80s Otis lift panel. Wow, this skip is full of old lift parts. Green indicator here, you've actually got loads of selector tape. That was quite amazing. And while we are looking for a skip to see what lift parts there is, right next to this skip, there is an Ali Mac Heck building site lift. Now in England, you cannot even get near one of these. And in Germany, it's less health and safety. There's not as much house fencing about, and I'm right next to one. Seriously, I've just been wanting to ride one of these for so long. And there it is, right in front of me. Now I can just not do this. Let's ride the Ali Mac Heck building site lift. But to my massive disappointment, it is switched off. I tried using this main switch, I still couldn't get it to work. And if you look up, I don't think it's been finished being installed yet, because I think it goes all out onto the roof, so I don't actually think it's finished and it's got no power going to it. I went into it, I tried pressing the buttons, I tried everything to make his lift move, and it would not move. That's very disappointing. I've been wanting to ride an Ali Mac Heck building site lift for so long. And now, back we go on the tram. What floor would you like this tram to go to?